Looks the exact same. Not bad at all. I'm back, and I'm dry. On with the review. So here's a mic that I've wanted to try since I first heard about it. It's the evolution of one of the most iconic mics ever made, the SM7dB. It's the most cutting-edge unscientific science that we can cut off the pre-cut unscientific edge. Oh, we're getting all the way into it. It's like 124% nerdy stuff, and it's coming right up. So, good day and welcome back to the Time Preservation Society. I am once again Thorin Oakenshield. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can be notified the minute new content drops. Cheers. Yeah. You've seen it in recording studios. You've seen it on podcasts. You've seen it in movies. You've seen it a billion times here on YouTube, including my very first review here on YouTube 2 years ago. The original Shure SM7B needs no introduction, but I'll slap you in the face with some wicked quick factaloons anyway. Roll it. Shure, probably the most well-known mic company in the world, and perhaps one of the oldest. Shure begins in 1925 as a one-man operation. Its founder, one S.N. Shure, is so confident and sure of his success that he not only names the company Shure, but also himself. Probably. Mr. Shure launches his company by selling AM radio kits and components. By 1928, Mr. Shure's brother Samuel joins up and it becomes the Shure Brothers Company. But soon, disaster strikes as the Great Depression grips the United States. The market for radio kits dwindles as factory-produced radios become the new thing to do. Luckily, the Shure brothers become the exclusive distributors of Ellis Electrical Laboratories, which incidentally manufactured microphones. By 1931, the Shure brothers begin developing their own carbon microphone, and by 1932, they release the Model 33N, a lightweight and low-cost 2-button carbon microphone. Fast forward through several releases of world-famous mics, like the Unidyne 55S, the SM57 and SM58, and so many others. And we arrive in 1973, when Shure unveils the SM7. This mic and its descendants, the SM7A, and finally what we all know and love as the SM7B, goes on to achieve legendary status as one of the most recognized microphones in the world. Seen in radio, television, recording studios, podcasts, and people yelling at each other on YouTube. Although the SM7 truly began with the SM5, I streamlined that History Channel bit to focus mainly on the SM7B, the SM7 side of things. But there was one slight problem with the SM7B. While it delivers excellent and almost addictively good sound, it's very low-powered. Famously, for years, SM7B owners have made sure to pair the mic with a powerful preamp or buy an inline preamp like a cloud lifter here, or a Fethead or a dynamite stick, to amp up the signal to a more acceptable recording level. That is until September 27th, 2023, which was A Haunting in Venice and The Creator ago. 2023, when Shure released what is now the current evolution of the arguable king of dynamic mics exactly 50 years after the release of the original SM7. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the Shure SM7dB. It's 100% the Shure SM7B you know and love, but with a built-in inline preamp that ensures that this mic will work with any preamp, recorder, or interface on Earth, as long as it has phantom power. And not even the good stuff, just regular old corner store phantom power will work. So let's have a look at it. It's the exact same body design, but with a few cosmetic changes and one massive internal change. It's all black just like the SM7B. The only difference is the name Shure lasered onto the sides, presumably by sharks. It has the very same external wire that you can see and you always worry about getting snagged on things. It has the adjustable swivel type mount, which can be reversed depending on which way you want to hang your mic. It screws onto your mic stand using a very ingenious spinning washer design, which I have always absolutely loved. I really appreciate that. I really dislike having to turn the whole shock mount or mic, a million times to thread it on a stand, sideways and getting it this way and that way. I hate it. And this mic has solved that, making it very easy to just put it on any stand. This is once again exactly the same as the original SM7B, which I think is important. People need to know that they are in fact getting the famous Shure SM7B when they purchase this mic. It's the same. You're losing nothing, only gaining more power. It features a removable pop screen that can be swapped with another included mega pop screen for situations where you might need more wind protection. Inside the skeleton of the SM7dB, we have the heart of the famous mic, the well-known variation on the Unidyne 3 cartridge, sitting right here where it should be. Of note, this cartridge is internally shock mounted, so no need to invest in any additional shock mount system. And then we get to the back. This is where we see some very obvious changes. While the low cut and high boost switches do the exact same thing as the original SM7B, they don't require a flathead or a slot screwdriver or a tool or something to get in there and change the settings. So this is very welcome. It's a very welcome change. And below those switches is the preamp switch. So this is the whole new part. In bypass, this mic is literally the exact same SM7B that the world loves. But when you slide it over to preamp mode, this primes the mic to receive phantom power, which runs the internal inline preamp. When the preamp is activated, and you've juiced it with the phantom power from your interface or recorder, you now have two choices: an 18 decibel boost or a 28 decibel boost. This is where the mic becomes really ultra powerful. It becomes an SM7B and a cloud lifter all by itself. It weighs 764 grams, which is 1.7 pounds in American. It measures... Oh, hold on a sec. Let me just try to find my trusty old measuring tape here. This measuring tape was found under the seat of a lifeboat that belonged to the Titanic. It ended up in a gift shop in London where he picked it up back in '86. Thanks, Musar. Anyway, it measures around 6 inches high, 4 inches wide, and 8 inches long. So you've been hearing this the entire time. This is the sound of the SM7dB. It's the exact same sound as the SM7B. Now I have this going into my MixPre 6 with the gain setting at 55 decibels. And I'm getting some pretty good acceptable levels. I'm peaking occasionally at minus 12, but mostly I'm sitting around minus 20. That's where I am here, which is fine. I could go up higher, but I get lively sometimes. So this is the sound of this. Now, let's just try out the switches in case you need to hear it. I don't know. Maybe you do. A lot of people don't use these at all, so let's figure it out. So let's try out the roll-off first. So let's roll off. There. Now we've rolled off all the low end. For spoken word, if you ask me, this is just like the original SM7B, way too much of a roll-off. Like way, way, way too much. And it was the same in the other one. It's the exact same. So that's the roll-off. Let's switch it back. Okay, so see, now the body came back. You can hear much, much better. So sometimes people don't like the SM7B because it's a bit dark. And in that case, it sports a nice little bump up there. Let's try it. All right, so now we have engaged the bump. I think it's around 5K. I'm not actually sure. I think it's 5K. It'll be on your screen. I didn't make note. I never use that. Never. But maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll try an acoustic guitar and use the bump. Maybe that's what I'll use it for. Anyway, this is the sound of that. And, okay, let's go back. And there we go. Okay, so now let's see how it compares to the original SM7B, shall we? And there we go. And now you're hearing the sound of the SM7B. And now you're hearing the sound of the SM7dB. So let's go. I'll point at the ones that I'm doing at the time. So this is the SM7B. Everybody knows it. Everybody loves it. This is close up to the SM7B, which works really well for radio kind of stuff. And this is really close up on the SM7dB. And this is the sound of that. Do you think it sounds the same? I think it sounds the same. Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2. This is the sound of the SM7B. And this is the sound of the SM7dB. So now I haven't used a built-in preamp. I'm still just in dynamic mode over here, just so that I can compare it exactly with this. So this is the sound, and this is how similar they sound. That's it. Yeah, it's the same microphone, okay? And this is with the phantom power on this mic turned off, so that I can compare them equally. All right, so moving on. Okay, so let's move this in closer. Let's get nice and close. How's it going? How's it going, SM7dB? You're very large. So let's do something. Let's switch on the phantom power and let's see what happens. Okay, so I've switched on the phantom power inside the microphone right now. And let's see what I've done here. So what I've done is I dropped it by 18 dB. So instead of 55 decibels on the mix free here, I'm down to 37. So this is 37 decibels on this. And just like with the Cloud Lifter, there's a little bit of self noise. So now let's go, instead of 18 decibels, let's go all the way up to 28. Let's do it right now. So now we're at 28 decibels. And the noise is considerably less. That's good. So I would, for quieter things, I would keep it on the 28 decibel boost. So here we are at 27 decibels. So the mix pre right now is sitting at 27 decibels. And that's really low. I mean, I'm on an SM7D, I'm on an SM7B with my gain set at 27 decibels. That's really, really, really low. That's really good. So a lot of people that have preamps that are not, quiet, this will really do well for, because you're going to take out all that extra hiss and noise that you're getting when you max out your preamp. So if you have something like a Focusrite Scarlett or something like that, and in order to use the SM7B, normally you would have the Scarlett maxed, right? It would be totally maxed out. So you'd be hearing like crazy. So this will definitely help you if you have that. Okay, so how about an acoustic guitar? See how that sounds. I mean, you wouldn't normally use it on an acoustic guitar, or at least I wouldn't. I mean, you can, but let's just see what it sounds like anyway. For this, I've used a full-bodied Dreadnought Seagull Coastline Momentum guitar, and I switched the preamp on to the 18 decibel boost. So let's hear what that sounds like. So here's the SM7dB on a guitar cab without the preamp turned on, because I would blow the whole thing up. So it's off and in dynamic mode. For this, I played a Fender Telecaster American Professional 2 into a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. So I wrote a song and I recorded it. Each instrument you hear was mic'd with this exact mic, the SM7dB, with the exception of the drums. Depending on the instrument mic'd, I either had the inline preamp turned on or off. So here's that song.
Life when it feels so right, alright. 40 years and 40 mics, I had to try it. And after this song, you'll have to buy it. I know it's the same damn mic. Maybe just louder, or maybe it's got more power. Shure SM7dB, it was given to me to review. It's the Shure SM7dB. It's louder with more power for you.
And there you have it, the Shure SM7dB. But how much does it cost? Well, the original SM7B can be had for $399 US. This SM7dB can be the newest mic in your mic locker for $499 US, so $100 more. So do I think it's worth spending that extra $100? The answer depends on further information. I will verbally illustrate. Do you already own the original SM7B? If yes, then there is no reason to upgrade whatsoever. It does the exact same thing. Better to purchase an external inline preamp like the Cloud Lifter instead, if you haven't already. If you don't already own the SM7B and you're in the market to buy one, then yes, it's worth it. It's worth it for the entire package. Here's why. The SM7B sometimes requires an inline preamp because it's very notoriously quiet, as we talked about. A good quality inline preamp is about, between $80 to $150. Some of them require an additional cable to make them work. Some of them are noisier than others. Further, it's another piece of gear to lose and fiddle with. You know what I mean? So if you want an SM7B and you're about to buy it, buy this instead. It's the whole package, everything. It's everything you need, apart from a cable to plug it all in, to begin doing your thing, whatever you're doing. It's got a built-in shock mount, so you don't have to buy one, 2 types of included pop screens, and a built-in preamp. And it's the precise exact same famous SM7B sound. I mean, it's the exact same mic. It's plug and play, truly. You are losing nothing with the SM7dB. You are just gaining easier access to the low cut and high boost, right? And a built-in preamp for when you need one. You'll just get more power. It's beautiful. So if you're in the market for an SM7B, then this is a no-brainer. I fully recommend it, definitely. But like I said, don't buy it if you already have one, right? So I wanted to say special thanks to the members of my channel that you've been seeing on your screen. They all get production credits. I'd also like to thank every one of you who helped me with my flood relief efforts. People like Lyosh Nagy, Gene Desmond, Mark Nemkov, A. Rogerson, Joseph Trelli, Edward Kilner, Mauro Borsato, Mike Bauer, and Voodoo Child 1975 AZ. And that's up to the time of me filming this video. I couldn't have done it without you guys, so thank you so much. I just wanted to say your names again in this video, and everyone you just saw on your screen, as usual, being a member of this channel. I really appreciate you being a member and continuing to support what I do here. It means a lot. It really does. And that'll just about do it for me. And if more of us valued food and cheer and song over hoarded gold, it would be a merrier world. Bye now. In transmission. Yes, I'm alive, and it all looks the same. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you next week for a regular scheduled video. Thank you very much. Goodbye.